away, his task complete. As they walked away, Yonho clenched his fists, his mind racing. This man, Sung Jinwoo, was unlike any hunter he had ever encountered. He turned to On, giving the order to recruit Jinwoo at any cost. The next day, Jinwoo and Jinho cleared a dungeon together, efficiently collecting its magic crystals. Meanwhile, deep within another dungeon, a man named Sung Il-Hwan confronted another figure. Around them, the man's comrades lay unconscious, though Il-Hwan assured him they were merely incapacitated. Calmly but firmly, Il-Hwan expressed his desire to return home. Meanwhile, Jinwoo and Jinho visited a restaurant to celebrate. Jinwoo was pleased, they had completed all 19 quests. Jinho mentioned he would now focus on obtaining his guild master's license. With that license in hand, he planned to use it as leverage in negotiations with his father, Myungin. Jinwoo told Jinho he needed to head somewhere private. But then, Jinho expressed a heartfelt wish that Jinwoo was his brother. Jinwoo paused, then smiled and replied that he would be his brother. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Sung Il-Hwan was imprisoned. Two men discussed his situation, revealing their reason for detaining him. There was a possibility he wasn't entirely human, that he might be a humanoid beast. The two men confirmed they had reported Il-Hwan's case to Dong-Soo and agreed to resume the investigation once Dong-Soo returned. Meanwhile, Jinwoo returned to the demon's castle, the same place where he had previously battled Cerberus. Using his key, he entered the area and received a new quest notification from the player log. He was tasked with collecting 10,000 demon souls. At the same time, Jinho met with his father, Myungin, and boldly requested control of the Yujin Guild. Myungin agreed, on one condition. Jinho had to recruit Sung Jinwoo into the guild. Jinho accepted his father's condition, fully understanding what was at stake. Meanwhile, Jinwoo continued his assault through the demon's castle, defeating wave after wave of demons. However, he found himself unable to extract their shadows. As he progressed, the player log granted him an entry permit, allowing access to the second floor of the castle. There, Jinwoo summoned the ice bear boss he had previously defeated. Mounting the creature, he spotted a group of demons ahead. Together, Jinwoo and the ice bear charged into battle. After the clash, he gave his new companion a name, Tank. Jinwoo successfully gathered all 10,000 demon souls. With the quest requirements met, he advanced to face the Lord of the Lower Floors, avaricious Vulcan, and his army. Drawing upon his immense strength and the power of his shadow soldiers, Jinwoo overwhelmed Vulcan and secured a decisive victory. At the same time, Dong-Soo interrogated Sung Il-Hwan. Calm but resolute, Il-Hwan warned that a force even more dangerous than dungeons, gates, or magic beasts was on the horizon. He insisted that his goal was to stop that threat before it could emerge. Il-Hwan warned that humanity was powerless against the looming force and, in a rare moment of vulnerability, revealed his son's name to Dong-Soo. Sensing Dong-Soo's murderous intent, Il-Hwan prepared for battle, and the two clashed violently. Elsewhere, as Jinwoo defeated Metis, the Guide of Souls, firefighters worked to clear debris from a city street, the aftermath of the fierce battle between Dong-Soo and Il-Hwan. One of the responders confirmed the shocking outcome. Il-Hwan had defeated Dong-Soo. Meanwhile, Jinwoo reflected on his progress through the demon castle's 75th floor. He now possessed 2 of the 3 ingredients needed to create the elixir of life. Determined, he set off once more, vowing to obtain the final materials soon. Jinwoo reflected on his current predicament. Despite his immense growth, his official rank still held him back. To join higher-level raids and truly test his strength, he knew he had to raise his rank. Determined, he made the decision to undergo a hunter rank reassessment. At the Hunter Association's reassessment center, Yun was busy scouting for talented hunters. Upon spotting Jinwoo, he quickly called Baek Yonho to inform him of Jinwoo's unexpected visit. A staff member escorted Jinwoo to the waiting area, where 2 nearby hunters casually discussed the reassessment process. Moments later, Jinwoo was called in and stepped into the reassessment chamber, ready to reveal his true power. During Jinwoo's reassessment, a female association worker ran into technical difficulties. Alarms blared, and the system failed to produce a reading. Another worker rushed in to investigate. After assessing the situation, he informed her that Jinwoo was completely inaccessible. His magic power exceeded the machine's capacity to measure. Stunned, he concluded that Jinwoo had achieved an S rank, making him the 10th person in the country to reach that level. Meanwhile, Choi and Woo discussed the recent Red Gate incident. Choi expressed his growing curiosity about the outsider who had participated in the raid, Sung Jinwoo. However, Woo admitted he didn't have all the details, hinting at just how mysterious and untraceable Jinwoo had become. Choi and Woo heard a commotion coming from the lobby and made their way over to investigate. As they arrived, they found the area buzzing with whispers. Everyone was talking about Jinwoo. A staff member approached Jinwoo, explaining that the reassessment machine had malfunctioned and requested that he return in 3 days to try again. Just then, Choi and Woo entered the lobby. Choi greeted Jinwoo and attempted to strike up a conversation about guilds, clearly interested in recruiting him. But Jinwoo, ever focused, politely declined, stating he was busy, and left. Moments later, Baek Yeonho arrived. As Yun filled him in on the situation, Choi watched closely and quickly realized Baek wasn't just there to observe. He had come with the clear intention of speaking to Jinwoo. Choi suspected that Jinwoo was the outsider who had cleared the Red Gate, his suspicions growing stronger. Meanwhile, Jinwoo visited his mother in the hospital, checking on her before exiting her room. Outside, he spotted Woo, who introduced him to a man named Go. Go wasted no time in congratulating Jinwoo on achieving S rank, stating that the machine wasn't needed to see Jinwoo had earned it. Go extended an offer for Jinwoo to join his association, suggesting that Jinwoo's involvement with one of the 5 major guilds would disrupt the balance of power in the hunting world. Despite the tempting offer, Jinwoo declined, expressing his desire to continue battling magic beasts in dungeons. Go understood and let Jinwoo leave, recognizing his unwavering dedication. Meanwhile, in the hospital, a deputy chief visited Dong-Soo to discuss the situation with Il-Hwan. The chief asked directly if Il-Hwan was a magic beast. Dong-Soo firmly believed he was, asserting that Il-Hwan was indeed a magic beast. The chief, however, seemed less certain, noting that people were actively searching for Il-Hwan, but he doubted they would catch him. After a brief exchange, the chief left, leaving Dong-Soo to reflect on their intense battle. Dong-Soo recalled Il-Hwan's warning, "Don't mess with my family." His desire to retrieve powerful artifacts grew stronger, knowing that he would need an artifact to combat Il-Hwan's overwhelming power. Meanwhile, Jinwoo was at his computer, researching artifacts. Determined to prepare himself for the challenges ahead, especially with the demon's castle looming, he knew he needed flawless gear. While browsing, he stumbled upon a job listing, intrigued by what it might offer. Jinwoo, eager to take on the challenge of an A-rank gate, began planning to recruit individuals for the mission. Meanwhile, Go and Woo were quietly researching Jinwoo's background. They discovered that, despite his remarkable abilities, Jinwoo had recently taken on a mining job, which puzzled them. They discussed his activities, wondering about his intentions and what motivated him. At the mining site, Jinwoo spoke with the manager, explaining to the audience that high-level dungeons required a great deal of specialization. He outlined the various teams, strike, mining, and collection, needed to handle different aspects of a dungeon job. After Choi, Hae-in, and the others successfully cleared the magic beasts in an A-rank dungeon, they emerged from the gate. Jinwoo observed them, quietly noting Choi and Hae-in's impressive credentials. Soon, Jinwoo and his team entered the dungeon, and Jinwoo immediately sensed the presence of the A-rank dungeon boss. The desire to face it head-on surged within him, but he focused on the task at hand. While his coworkers carried out their duties, a break was announced. However, Jinwoo, unwilling to rest just yet, insisted on finishing his current task before taking a break. Once his coworkers left, Jinwoo set out alone toward the A-rank dungeon boss's location. As he approached the boss's chamber, he realized that killing the boss was not a necessity, but that didn't stop him from feeling the intense urge to fight it. Just as he was about to make his move, Hae-in appeared and stopped him, asking what his intentions were. Hae-in firmly instructed Jinwoo to move away from the gate, fearing that his actions might anger the dungeon boss and put the mining team in danger. Before he left, Hae-in caught a subtle scent of Jinwoo and quickly realized that he was, in fact, a hunter. After checking his ID, she allowed him to go without further confrontation. Jinwoo regrouped with the miners, who explained that Hae-in had always protected them from the A-rank dungeon boss. They also revealed an interesting detail about her. She was particularly sensitive to certain hunter scents due to her unique constitution. This was why she always covered her nose with a handkerchief when in the presence of hunters. As Jinwoo reflected on his encounter with Hae-in, he realized something peculiar. He didn't have a distinct hunter scent. After a moment of contemplation, he concluded that